I'm telling you, I cannot help but laugh at myself when I'm looking at myself in a hat for 10 seconds before the camera turns on. Happy New Year, my stitching peeps. However, it is January 3rd here. I know I'm a few days late with my video. Do you like my hat? Do you know what it is? It's a champagne bottle. This is the champagne coming out. See the top of the bottle? You know what I look like? I look like one of those Grand Poobah and the Flintstones. Remember the hats they had with the tassel? That's what I remind myself of. So, what has been going on? New Year's Eve was kind of a bummer. The plan was me and my husband did not have my stepdaughter this New Year's Eve. We switch holidays every other year with his ex-wife. So we got some seafood. We were going to play a drinking game with a board game we got for Christmas. Just hang out at home, have fun. Well, by 7 o'clock, my husband had drank so much that he could barely form a coherent sentence. So we didn't play the game. He was recovering the rest of the night. I stitched. We watched a good movie, The Last Castle, with Robert Redford and James Gandolfini. Really good movie. But I was like, really? And I had hardly anything to drink. So, yeah. So basically, by midnight, we watched the ball drop, said Happy New Year, went to bed. He left this morning. It is now almost 4 o'clock here. He left at 11 o'clock with 2 of his friends for an annual fishing trip he takes to Florida. So I'm a single woman until next Wednesday. You know what I mean. So I had off work today, so I finished watching the Harry Potter movies. Oh my God. It was such a good ending. I'm so glad how they ended it. So they kind of wrapped it up nice. Now I'm like, well, crap, what do I watch? Because I'm caught up on Flosstube. Actually, before I started filming this, I started watching Joe Gregoire's most recent one. That's the only one I have in my queue. Been watching TV like crazy. But I still have Westworld to finish, and I got other stuff I can watch, trust me. So, okay, health update. I do have an appointment tomorrow with the oncologist to figure out, I should say, my next steps. However, yesterday I received a surprise call from my surgeon. Apparently he got some more test results in from pathology, more detailed test results. Because when I'm in surgery, they hurry up and did the tests. Well, there is a receptor called HER2, and I tested negative for it there. But then when they did a more detailed test, I tested positive, which means that those are tumor, cancer receptors. So because I tested positive for that, I'm going to have to do chemotherapy, which is kind of a bummer because I didn't think I was going to have to do it. Luckily, it should only be the tamoxifen pill, so I can take the pill at home. I won't lose my hair. However, I'm perfectly prepared that I'm going to not feel really good for a couple of months. I'm going to try to do as much stitching as I can because I don't think I told all of you this. The person I currently work for, my job, I am what's called a scopist. Now, I never tell people that's what my title is because when I say that, people are like, huh, what? They don't know what that is. Because basically, I am scoping the deposition. I work for a court reporter in Texas. She is the court reporter. She goes to the depositions, takes it down on her steno machine. She sends me the transcript that she has taken down. And because she's human, she makes mistakes. So I listen with the audio backup that she records, and I make the transcript perfect. I put in punctuation where she doesn't put it. I make sure things are spelled right, capitalized. If she dropped any words, because sometimes she doesn't get what they said if they talk too fast or 2 people talked at one time. So that's what I do. I've been doing it. This will be my 16th year. I just started working with this current person a year ago, December. Previous to that, for 10 years, I worked for one person. In a nutshell, the relationship got so toxic and volatile towards the end of it that I couldn't work with her anymore. And so I ended that relationship, and she still owes me money, by the way. When we ended the relationship, she owed me $3,200 from a trial that we had done right before I quit. She's been paying me in drips and drabs. She still owes me about $1,800 of it. So, oh, but a little side note there, man, rabbit trails all over the place today. So she texts me today, and I can't look at it on my phone because I'm recording with my phone, but I can't make this stuff up. She has obviously been having to find someone else to do her work since I left her. She says, I had to tell you this. I know we haven't been talking because I haven't talked to her at all except to say, where's my money, right? She says she hired a guy and he didn't get the transcript back to her in time. He just contacted her, and if kids are watching, you may want to cover their ears when I say this. She said the reason that he gave her for not getting the transcript done was that his neighbor's dog bit the head of his dick. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. What? Like, how does that happen? Through his pants? I'm hoping it was through his pants. I'm hoping it was through his pants. I don't need that vision in my head, people. Yeah, she goes, now I've really heard it all. So, okay, that was a tangent. So I left her, and 2 weeks before I had stopped working for her, I had been in contact with another reporter, and she needed someone, and boy, has it been the best decision I have ever made as far as my career. I'm a really loyal person. Friendships, relationships, with work. I stayed with that previous person about 5 years too long. But this new person, she may drive me nuts because she's sort of like ADD, but she got me a mini laptop for Christmas. She has bought me many office supplies throughout the year. And what I was getting to, and she pays every week. I was fighting to get payment with the previous person. And she pays me a lot more. Like, I probably made this year, I made about $15,000 more this year when I really look back. Now, I still only make like $42,000, $43,000 because my paycheck is not consistent. Like, 1 week is definitely not what it is the next week. It depends on what work we have. Like last week, I worked 1 day. This week, I haven't worked any yet. We have job Thursday. That's the only job we have on the calendar. Now, stuff may come in, so my paycheck is, different every week. But some weeks, it's really, really good. But a lot of late nights. Anyway, every 5 years, she takes a sabbatical with her husband. Her husband takes a sabbatical, I should say, and she goes along. Well, it just happened that this year, 2017, is the 5th year. So they're going to New Zealand for a month. So that means from February 17th to March 17th, I am off work. I'm off, and she's paying me. Now that is a good employer because I'm self-employed technically. She doesn't have to pay me, but she knows that I only work for her, and she wants to keep me because she said I have really helped her this year. Like, she has made more money this year than in any other year that she's ever worked because I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff that she pays me an extra $100 a week to do. Like administrative stuff, besides my actual job. So, yeah, I'm going to have a month off of work. Now, that kind of coincides with my medical thing where I'm going to have to do radiation. And I think it's for 6 weeks, but I'll know definitely tomorrow. Everyone has told me the effects of radiation and chemotherapy, they're all cumulative. So by the end of it, I'm going to be like dead tired, right? So the end of it, if I'm able to start pretty quickly, will be at the end of that vacation. So it's probably really good that that month is falling in that time because I won't have to worry about work for that month. So, but a month. I haven't had a month. I can't even tell you when I was in high school. And even then I worked my ass off. A month. My husband's like, oh my God, I'm so jealous. And I'm like, you need to shut your mouth because you get 5 weeks a year vacation. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So yeah, kind of a bummer that I have to do the chemotherapy, but just hopeful that I'm able to get through it and, you know, just be on the road to recovery. And I just want to thank everybody for their continued support. I still get a lot of messages asking how I'm doing. And it's just so wonderful. This community, it's literally changed my 2016. And I have to thank my friend Jill for it. I mean, we were at her baby shower July 17th. I'll never forget the date. I think it was 17th. I know it was in July. And we were talking about stitching, and she was like, yeah, Flosstube. And I'm like, what's that? Holy hell. If I would have known how much that would have changed my life just hearing that word and then coming home that night and saying, oh yeah, let me check this out. And Coffee Stitcher was the first one I watched. And then it was like, oh my God, I gotta do a video. And we all know the rest of that story, right? I mean, I have like 775 followers on Instagram. I mean, I'm really floored at I have over 1,900 on this channel. I'm amazed that little old me can have so many people wanting to watch, listen to me talk, and see what I'm doing. And just rally behind me. Like I said, Gladiator, man, you guys are my troops. Okay, I have a funny Walmart story. I meant to tell this story like a month ago because it's actually not my story, it's my husband's story. He went to Walmart to get Christmas gifts, and he comes home and I said, how was the trip? That's all he's got to say, right? No. Now, we are a magnet, and I've said this a couple times. We are a magnet for, if you get in the short line, it's the kiss of death. Like the short line, someone's paying with pennies, or I don't know, they're having like 800 transactions, something like off the wall. So what does he do? Because it's Christmas and he's tired of being out shopping. Mind you, whenever I move my head, I swish and I hear that? It's like pom-poms. Okay, so he goes up to pay. Now, he said there's only 2 people in line. Someone who is paying currently, and then one person behind him who has 1 cup of noodles. You know, the microwave? Yeah. Well, the person paying is buying like 25 gift cards, and they're doing a separate transaction for each one. Really? Why would you do that? So that took forever and a day. And then he said when it came time for the girl in front of him to pay for the cup of noodle, which cup of noodle he said is like 27 cents or something crazy like that. He said she's digging in her purse for like 5 minutes. He's like, ma'am, just put it on my bill. He paid for her cup of noodles. Like, oh my God. But the way he told it, I was dying laughing, especially about this separate transaction thing. Okay. TV shows. We're going to talk about all kinds of crap today. And I'm telling you, this video is probably going to be really long. So, because I'm going to do Jessie Marie's tag, which I never do tags. I'll be honest, I really don't like them. I don't know. It's not that I don't like them. I've never done one tag on my channel. Not one. And I've done 30 videos. But I'm going to do this one because I really like these questions. And I thought it would be just good to do it. Because I got a lot to say about that. But okay. TV shows. If you all have Netflix, do any of you watch the show Black Mirror? That is like a Netflix original show. Oh my God. It is the most creepy, disturbing. If you don't watch any other episode of that show, watch the one called Be Right Back. In a nutshell, boyfriend and girlfriend, they move. He gets in a car accident and he dies. Her friend signs her up for this service. Now, the whole premise of all these episodes is that this is supposed to be technology fast-forwarded into the future. And I'm telling you, people, this stuff can happen. This is a very scary, scary thing about technology. But okay. Her friend signs her up for this service where she can talk to him. That's all I'm going to say. Oh my God. Oh my God, when I think about what happens. If you watch no other episode, watch that one. There's also another really good one where people, you have like this, your eyes record everything you see and you can rewind it and replay memories and stuff like that. This husband and wife, it doesn't go well. So that's another one. I forget what it's called though. But yeah, watch that shoe. Oh, my giveaway winners. You guys are probably dying to know that. I picked them a couple days ago and I contacted everybody. Only one person hasn't gotten back to me. So I'll say the winners on here. For the patterns and the fabric, the winner was Jaffe. I hope that's how you pronounce that. Jaffe Abishaw. I probably murdered that. I'm so sorry. The bag and the Q-snap was Katie B. And she's the only one that hasn't contacted me yet. The needle minders and containers was Osra331. And the $50 gift certificate to 123 Stitch was Crafty Denny. Now, I have a funny story about the needle minders and containers person. They live in the UK. I was sending like 3 containers, needle minders, and some threads actually. When I packaged that all up and it made me send it by Priority International, it was going to be $52. That's not happening. That's not happening. Nope. Whole lot of nope on that. So I was like, well, shit. So instead, I emailed her and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I cannot send this to you because I cannot spend $52 in shipping. Instead, I sent her a $20 gift certificate to 123 Stitch. So she should have gotten that today, and I hope that's okay. I felt really bad. Yeah, maybe I should limit my stuff to, if I'm having like giant ones, to people just in the US. I thought that was insane. Oh, one thing I did do, and I'm really excited about for this year, cross-stitch wise, I subscribe to the World of Cross Stitch. Now, when I buy the magazine, like at AC Moore, it's $12. I've only bought like one. But for the whole year, I was able to get a subscription for $49.99. I thought that was pretty good. So that should be coming hopefully soon. So I'm really excited about that. I like the British magazines. They're really big and thick, and considering all the US ones are going down the toilet, except Just Cross Stitch. Okay. Oh, Just Cross Stitch, by the way. A nice segue into that. I saw a post on Stitch Mania, and I don't know how I didn't notice this in the last issue, but apparently all the charts now are going to be in color. And if you want the black and white, you have to go to their website. A lot of people don't like that. I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan either. I've gotten more used to color charts because of buying so many electronic charts. Oh, I have my fox pants on, by the way. Here, let me stand. Oh, you can't see them. Yeah, fox pants from Jill. Okay. So, color charts. They're hard to highlight. So that was that person's deal. And I get that. So, be interesting to see how that plays out. Okay. A couple days ago, I got the Hirschner's catalog in the mail. We know I love to look at these catalogs now because I'm looking at the pictures. I'm looking at the pictures of people to see how crazy positions they put them in. These both came on the same day. And I posted these on Instagram. The Stitchery and Hirschner's. I like the Stitchery better. Hirschner's has all kinds of crafts. And I must be living under a rock or seriously not in the loop. When did puzzles become so popular? Like, there's like 4 pages of puzzles in here. Okay. Whatever floats your boat, I guess, right? Oh, and then these, oh my God, I gotta find it. Way back, now I've always been crafty. I haven't always done cross stitch. Like at one point, I painted plaster crafts, ceramics, and I sold them at craft shows when I was in college and broke beyond imagination and needed money. I've done scrapbooking. I've done all kinds of stuff. Always doing something crafty. Now, and why can't I find them? Oh, here they are. It's got to be it. An old friend of mine that I'm not friends with anymore. Damn it, where is it? Okay. You ever seen these ornaments? And I know you all have. Where it's like almost a styrofoam ball. And you have to put the pins in them. Yeah. We had the brilliant idea one year of, oh, we're going to make a bunch of these real quick and sell them at a craft show and make a bunch of money. Have you ever looked at one of those kits? It is like 8 million pins. We got them in the mail and we looked at each other, we busted out laughing. I said, what the hell were we thinking? And first of all, each one's like $13 and that's on sale. Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking. That's a big fat no on that. Yeah, we didn't make any of those damn ornaments. Okay. Oh, I got 2 pictures of people. Now, we're going to look at this one first. She's been in a bunch of catalogs. No. First of all, she's smiling like kind of a weird, cuckoo, crazy smile. She looks really pretty. She doesn't look like normally how I look when I stitch. That didn't come out right. But she's got no supplies around her. See, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so keep that one in your head. Now, maybe these catalogs are taking a note, somehow got wind that we're all talking about these pictures. Look at this one. Okay, at least she has some floss and scissors on the table. Do you see it right here? Yeah, floss and scissors. So that's a step up. Yeah. I'm going to be paying attention from now on to the catalogs. Oh, and the funny thing, okay, I was watching Pip Stitch's latest video when I got these in the mail, and I was flipping through these and watching this video. He showed a rose cross-stitch piece, gorgeous, that he stitched. And when I was looking at the catalog, he shows it. Wait a minute. What the heck? Okay, he shows it, right? And I turn the page and what do I see? The piece. That's it. Beautiful. The kit's only like $26.99. Yeah. That's not bad. I love that piece. But I thought that was so funny that he showed it and then I flipped the page and there it was. What are the odds of that, right? Oh, there must be a woman in here because I have a note. Oh, yeah. Okay. Why do I have that marked? Oh, this is a good picture. Now, the caption says, "Make stitching a pleasure." Take a look at that woman. Do you see what's on her feet? Who stitches in high-heeled boots besides McKenna? Who's breaking in high heels? Nope. No. Make stitching a pleasure. Yeah. Not in high heels, damn it. Okay, so that was funny. All right, looking at notes because I have a ton of notes. Okay, OMG moments of the week because that's just the next thing I have written down. 2 people actually received the golden skein from DMC as a Christmas gift. You know, not from DMC, but somebody bought that for them. I'm still hoping DMC sends it to me. I haven't heard back from that marketing department yet. Maybe because of the holidays? Would love for them to send that to me. DMC, if you're listening, send that to me. I would do a whole separate video on it, in depth. I really want that. I don't want to buy it because it's $90 damn. I just want to review it because we all were wondering, right? A true, honest review. Yeah. Okay. Someone named Helen McCarthy posted in the Bothy Threads Facebook group that she had stitched a baby sampler and the framer lost it before it was framed. Holy friggin' crap. She's like, oh, I'm gutted. Gutted? He would be gutted. Are you kidding? How do you lose a piece? I can't even imagine if that would have happened to me. I would be asking for some kind of compensation. First of all, I wouldn't be stitching it again. Nope. Awful. Just, no. Okay, and I saw another link on Stitch Mania or one of the other groups. There's a woman who knits with ramen noodles, and I'm going to insert a picture of that right here. That's like the oddest thing. First of all, I've eaten ramen noodles. Who hasn't, right? When I pick them up with my fork, they break. Yeah, maybe she doesn't cook them all the way. She only cooks them till they get a little bit soft. But no, there's so much beautiful yarn out there. Why are you stitching with ramen? Okay. Jennifer Ledford? Jenny, I'm sorry. It says Jenny. Jenny Ledford. She finished her first Haid, and it's called Princess Asleep, and I'm going to insert a picture of that here. Oh my God. OMG. Beautiful. Yeah, Haid. I don't think that's for me. And I'll get to it in the tag, what I've learned about myself. because I've been all over the place lately this whole week with stitching. Actually, since my surgery, I have to admit. I have kitted up projects and then thought about it and been like, what am I doing? Put everything back. I spent all day yesterday kitting up like 5 things I was going to work on. Then I'm like, nope, no. I'm unsettled. I'm hoping to get settled because I want to have a good finishing year for 2017. Okay. Last OMG moment. Mama Joan. We all know her. I just shook the damn desk. We all know her. She made the project bags and sent them to me to review, and they're so wonderful. And she does Flosstube now. Well, her latest Flosstube, she showed all her finishes. Are you ready? 65 finishes she had in 2016. I had 4. 4! 65! That's a lot. And they're all wonderful. Oh my God. Now, they're not all huge. They don't have to be huge. Beautiful. That's some serious stitching. I could only wish to have 65 finishes. Yeah, I can't even imagine. Okay. Now, you know, I received the whole set of DMC from my husband for Christmas. And what's funny is now that I have it, boy, I'm kitting up and unkitting and playing, and it's great to have the whole set of DMC. And what's funny is I am going to tend to probably not use hand-dyed so much. I'm just going to convert to DMC because I have it. And it's probably going to save some money. But I cleaned out a lot of my stuff today, patterns, fabric. I have a lot of Gast and Weeks Dye Works. So I'm going to try to use those up, obviously. But it's really awesome to have the whole set of DMC. And I have a little thing to show you when I get to like my haul and stuff that goes with that. Okay. We're all floss lickers. Well, not all of us, some of us. I do it. I've always done it. Apparently, you can lick the eye of the needle instead. I haven't tried that yet because the whole reason I lick the floss is so the strands go together. Yeah, I haven't tried that yet, but people have tried it and they say it works. Now, I went over to my mom's, and this is a good little story. Went over to my mom's New Year's Eve in the morning at like 11 to teach my sister, who is 11 years old, to cross stitch. She wanted to learn. She saw my Hocus Pocus finish on Instagram, asked me to teach her. I'll teach anybody that wants to learn, right? So I coordinated with my mom. Are you guys going to be home? Are you doing anything? Because unlike other people, I don't care if it's family or not. I don't pop in. Like Seinfeld, no pop-ins. Nobody pops into my house because I don't like that. I don't pop into anybody. I call before I go over, and I'm respectful. Family or not, I'm not late. If I'm going to be late, I'm going to call you. I don't take that for granted. So I said, okay, I'm going to come over at 11 o'clock. You guys can be home. Yeah, we'll be here. Fine. 11 o'clock comes. I'm knocking on the door, knocking on the door, knocking on the door. My stepfather finally comes to the door. Everyone's in bed. What? I was so mad. God, I was mad. So I almost left. I was that mad. I go in the house. He's trying to wake my sister up. She doesn't want to get up. That's 11 o'clock. When I was a kid, I never slept till damn 11 o'clock. So she finally gets up. I teach her. She's not going to do it. She was complaining the whole time. The thread's so small. I can't find the needle. I'm like, really? So I would be really surprised if she stuck with it. Now, I learned at her age, and see, I loved it. And I did stick with it for a while and then gave it a break and then came back to it. Yes, and she's like, oh my God, I love your projects though, and you're so fast. I'm like, I've been stitching for 25 years, not for like 2 minutes. But yeah, so, okay. Oh, there are some other moments. Okay, I'll turn the page. How about that? Vintage Chic Stitcher. We all know her, Joanna. I think that's her name. Joanna. One of those. Love her videos. She sent me a link that there was a Nora Corbett Tiger Lily Pixie on eBay. Now, she's in Australia. It went for £94.75, which in Australian was $161. Holy moly. In the US, it was $117. Still holy moly. And the postage was like $21. wow, whoever got that. Ever since I purchased those two patterns, the one Prairie Moon and the other Book of Spells, for like $50 each, I'll never do that again. Mark my words, that is one thing I will not do again. I won't do it. I will never pay that much for a pattern. That's crazy pants. Definitely not $117. No. Okay, and just some random thing. Someone had left a comment on, I think it was my last video, that she had been watching all of my videos. She had just found me and, well, you got a lot of watching to do, right? 30 videos. Her son walked by. Now, I don't know how old her son is, but this comment made me laugh out loud because she said her son walked by and said, oh, is that the lady that screams about her stitching? And she said, yeah. She goes, he doesn't understand our enthusiasm. Trust me, people. I would rather be who I am and entertain people. And this is how I am in real life. I'm loud. I'm loud. You can ask Jill. You can ask my husband. I'm loud, screaming, oh my God, yeah. This is how I am in real life. This is not put on for the camera. So, I mean, my husband has even told me, like, really? No, you married me. You knew how I was. But he laughs. He likes it. So, okay. I'm going to do the tag last because there's 50 questions, and we know that, right? Okay, so I did get one gift in the mail this week, and oh my God, who was it from? Wait a minute, I gotta hurry up and look on the computer. I cannot believe that I thought I had a card. Oh God, I'm so embarrassed right now. Okay, I'm gonna find it real quick. Oh, God. Okay, I think it was Linda Craig. No, it wasn't. I'm so sorry. It was an awesome gift. Wait a minute. I'm still looking. Okay, it was a Linda. I know a lot of Lindas. It was Linda. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say the last name. Linda B. That's what I'm going to say. Linda, you know who you are. I'm so sorry that I could not remember that you sent me this. She sent me these great fuzzy socks. Love these. I have like 8 pairs of these now from all of you. Now, I actually have a pair on. Those. I think those are from my husband because he knows I love them too. I wear them all year long. All year long. All year long, doesn't matter if it's 9 degrees out or 10 degrees out. But she also sent me some needle minders. This one. And she said this one is from the big heart one. She said she forgot where it came from. Yeah, I'm looking at her. But yeah, I love that one. And it's actually really big. I love it though. And then she sent me these from Nifty Needle Nannies, who, she's awesome. Look at these. A fox that I didn't have. I haven't had any of these. Heart. And then this one says, coffee is a hug in a mug. Love those. Thank you so much, Linda. Now, I actually have done something different with my needle minders. My husband thinks I'm nuts because, like I literally said, I have spent all week organizing, cleaning out, figuring out, right? I had all my needle minders on my IKEA carts. I'm going to try to turn the camera really easy. If you look here, you can see that I don't have them all on there anymore. I actually cleaned them off. I only have like little ones on there now. All of the big ones I have on magnetic boards in my closet. You see my closet behind me? See the little... Shit. I'm sorry. I have like a new tripod that has funky legs that bend. And they're... Oh my God, you just saw my hand. Wow. I can't... Oh my God. Why did I pick it up and move it? Because now it's not cooperating. Hot. Okay. God. Wow. I'm sorry. That took way too long. But see the closet back here? See these panels like right here? I asked my husband, okay, what can I do? Because I'm like, I ran out of space for needle minders. And I'm not going to stop buying them. Maybe like not be going gangbusters like I did, but I'm still going to buy them. I mean, I love them. So I put them, I said, what can I do with those boards? He said, well, why don't you paint those panels with magnetic paint and put them on the closet doors? And I was like, oh my God. So we're going to try to do that and see if that'll work or if it look really stupid. I don't want it to look stupid. I think that'd be awesome, though, to have all the needle minders in my closet. Yeah. Okay. So that was the only gift I got this week, which was awesome. I may have gotten gifts for like 2 months in a row here. Oh, no, it wasn't the only gift. My God. My brain. Okay, you remember the person that made me the clear bags with the handle that I love that I talked about in my last video? I got her in touch with Amy from Down Sunshine Lane about making bags. So as a thank you, she's making me 2 bags for free. Well, she made one and already sent it to me. Are you ready? This is like a giant one. Look at that mermaid fabric. And the bottom is a purple glitter vinyl. Can you see that? And look at the back of it. Can you just die? My husband even liked this one. Love this. Oh my God. And I just hit myself. That was not good. And she is making me another bag. The other one is going to be Slytherin fabric from Harry Potter. Because you know I'm in the Slytherin house. So can't wait to get that one. The fabric is on back order or something. So thank you, Christine. You know I love these bags. Okay. The other gift I got. Now you people are, this community, I cannot stress enough how generous they have been to me. I just can't stress. Okay, everyone knows I have the full set in DMC, and I put them all in this beautiful case. Okay, see these? Wait a minute, I'll explain them in a second. I put them all this past week in this double-sided case. It's amazing. Someone on Instagram contacted me, and she does decals. And she said, do you mind if I send you a Fox decal for your floss container? Pfft, no. Who's going to say no to something free? And I'm like, why not? I would love to decorate it. I got them today. Here's the Fox one. Oh my God. And she sent another one for the other side. It's look at that one. Another Fox. Ah! I love these. Her name is Savannah. Here's her card. You can probably go to her Facebook page if you guys want one. Or she is So Livy on Instagram. SEWLIVI. Hit her up. These are amazing. Savannah, thank you so much. I have yet to contact you on Facebook yet, but I will as soon as I'm done shooting this video. Love that. Oh my God, I'm going to show them again. Yeah. 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 Been loving that DMC case. That was the best $9 I ever spent. Okay. Oh, I also spent some of my gift card to 123 Stitch that my husband got me. And I got some of the Just Cross Stitch DVDs. I got the Ornament Collection, Christmas Ornament, 1997 to 2013. And I also got the other ones, all the magazines, 1991 to 2000, and then 2001 to 2010. Now I'm hoping to God that the ornament magazines are not included in this, because then that would mean I bought that DVD and didn't need to. I really hope that. But hey, with these two, I might never have to buy a pattern again. That's a good one, right? That is a good one, because we know that's not going to happen. Yeah. So got that. And I did get a needle minder that I bought from Denkai Designs. I was on her site on Etsy and looking around, and she had some names. And of the 6 names, she had my name. How could I not buy that? And it's like rubbery. I can't describe it. I love it, though. And she sent this one for free. So thank you so much, Denkai. I love them. And yeah, the button, fabric cover. Love this. Love it. Love it so much. Okay, what have I been stitching? I have to be honest. Not a whole lot. I've started a bunch of stuff and stopped a bunch of stuff, and let's face it, how I am when I start something and I stop it, I usually don't go back to it. It becomes a UFO permanently. But I did get a tiny bit of stitching done this week, and because I'm off work today, as soon as I get done this video, uploading it, all that, I'm going to do some more stitching. First thing that I worked on in my trusty dusty bag, I started working on Ghosts Unseen by Hands On Designs from the 2015 Just Cross Stitch Halloween collection. Love that. Now, I received a piece of fabric from Tammy of Color Cascade for free a while ago. I had not ever stitched on Opal Belfast. She sent me a piece of it in Rocket Queen. Oh my God, look at that fabric. So I was like, oh my God, it's orange. That calls for orange fabric. Let me use that. I love Opal fabric and I love Opal Belfast. I have to say, now I'm going to hold this close up. This Opal Belfast, this gives the best coverage of any other fabric I've ever used. You can hardly see anything behind that black thread. And my stitches are really nice and neat. It's, you know, it's sturdier than Joblin, which is my favorite fabric. And that needle minder is from Delicious Threads, the Bride of Frankenstein. But yeah, look at that. So believe it or not, that took quite a while to stitch that pumpkin. But yeah, look at the fabric. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my God. So, of course, what did I do? Signed up for Fabric of the Month again from Color Cascade for Opal Belfast. And Under the Sea Fabrics. I gotta get me some Opal Belfast now. So I worked on that. Actually, I worked on that New Year's Day. And I'm actually going to put that away, and I'm going to use that for my Dark 13 stitching. So like January 13th, I'll work on it. February 13th, you know, do that. The thing I started, and it's in this bag now. Gotta love these bags. Look, it just holds everything. Yeah. The project I started just today, and that's why I'm not filming this video until now, because I did some stitching. I've been using this little box again. Holds everything. Scissors, highlighter, threads, thread heaven. And I was actually stitching in a hoop, if you can believe it. It's just easier for me to hold it. Now, this is hand-dyed fabrics by Stephanie and Samantha. And this is 32 count Joblin. The needle minder is from Nifty Needle Nanny's coffee cup. This is, I'll show you the pattern. You see, I've stitched win, the word win, W-I-N. It is by the Drawn Thread. And it is, see if I can get it out of the sheet protector. It's this one, Simply Winter. Now, this calls for all gassed. I originally had converted it to DMC, but then when I cleaned out my stuff today and saw I had so much gassed, I was like, oh my God, I probably have some of these. I actually only had one, the oatmeal, because like for the house, it calls for, as stuff's falling on the floor, the white in between here, it calls for oatmeal. But what, you know what's funny is, so the lettering is like, I forget what one I chose. They called for Freedom, which is like a blue. I didn't have that, so I chose a different kind of blue. I chose different colors, like the cardinal and the house are the same color. No, cardinal should be like bright red, and it wasn't. So as I stitch it and get more of these little motifs done, I'll tell you what colors I changed it with. So, and I forget the color because it's downstairs. Dungarees? I don't know. This is like a bluey, it doesn't look like that in the picture, but it's like a bluey purple. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to stitch some more tonight, because like I said, my husband's gone, so I'll have all night to work on this. Now, what I really love, this is my first drawn thread pattern. What I really love about these patterns, and I'm finding I'm drawn more to these kind of patterns, and I'm going to show the pattern. I'm going to, because I can't not show you without, yeah, I'm going to hold it back here. See how big it is? Yeah. And yes, I highlight my original patterns. Don't judge me, people. Yeah, it's big. I like that because I find my eyes are tired by the end of the day when I'm stitching. Not everybody has big patterns like that. So I find myself drawn to only buying patterns that are like that size now. Take a note, people, right? Designers, make your patterns bigger. What's the matter? That was the only stitching I did. Okay, are we ready for the tag? We might be. I think we are. Okay. Let's do these 50 questions real quick. We're at 45 minutes. Holy crap. Okay. The first, now some of these are not going to apply to me, but I'll still make a comment on them, obviously. Okay. First category is favorites and least favorites. Your favorite whip and your least favorite whip. Well, I don't have any whips but those two. So that doesn't apply. Should have brought in something to drink. Okay, your favorite finish. I think my favorite finish was Hocus Pocus. I really loved that. And that was actually my first finish of the year, so that was in October. Yeah. Least favorite finish? I'm going to say the Thankful Owls. I love that piece, but I think my stitches weren't as neat as they could have been. So, yeah. Okay, FFO. Same thing. Same ones. I love the frame I picked for Hocus Pocus. And I actually loved all the frames I picked. I think I'm pretty good at that. Okay, favorite and least favorite new start. My favorite new start was Hocus Pocus. I just love the fabric. I love the color of the threads. I love color. That's one thing I learned about myself. I love color. Least favorite? Well, I've started and stopped a whole lot. So I have a lot of least favorites. I can't pinpoint offhand though. Okay, tool. This is a good one. Favorite tool? Probably Snag Nabbit. Ever since I discovered that this year, I've used that a lot. But I also like, and I'm going to get it. This from Blue Ribbon Designs. This is old. I bought this a long time ago. It is a stitch starter. See how it has, if you put it up against the corner of your fabric, if you want to start 1 inch in, 2 inch in, the whole thing is 3 inches. I like to start have a 3-inch margin. When I'm starting up in the corner and not in the middle, which sometimes I do that, this is what I put down. And it came in this cool sleeve that she made. So this is another of my favorite tools. Least favorite tool? I don't know. I like all my tools. I'm a gadget person. I'm a tool person. Okay, technique. My least favorite technique is the French knot. That's why I use beads. Favorite technique? I don't really have a favorite one. I like using petite treasure braid to make it glittery. Yeah, I like that. Material. Well, my favorite material was Joblin. But Opal Belfast is soon becoming, topping that one. Least favorite? That really scratchy linen from, I don't know who it is, but it feels like sandpaper. You can almost stand it up. I think it's Witchell, maybe? I'm not sure. Okay, pattern release of 2016. Now see, this is a subjective because I keep leaning on the desk. What my favorite and least favorite pattern could be your favorite pattern. My favorite pattern release of the year. I'm going to say my favorite pattern that I've come across, maybe it wasn't released this year, was the giant Harry Potter from Cloud's Factory. I love that. Not that I'll ever stitch it. I really love it though. Least favorite? I'm not much for like the cartoony stuff. But I really can't pick something and say it was my least favorite. Okay, how many is the next category? That was only 8 questions. Whips at the start of the year. I only had one whip. If you remember from my very first video, now, I shot my first video in July. The rest of the previous time, that's 7 months, I had only been working on the Bothy Thread Silhouette Kit Alice in Wonderland. And I was like halfway done. Whips at the end of the year. I only had one. That's it. Everything else has been a UFO, I swear. Everything else I've started was that pumpkin piece. That's it. Yeah, the Alice in Wonderland. If you didn't watch my very first video, I didn't count enough for the fabric and I didn't have enough fabric, so I had to scrap it and I was halfway done. Not stitching that again. It was all black. Okay, how many starts did I have during the year? Oh my. How many things did I start and scrap? I probably had 15 or 20 things that I've started and then got rid of and not doing it anymore. I hate to admit that. Finishes. 4 finishes. FFOs, 4. Because I FFO everything I finish. UFOs. Temporary or permanent? Well, I never have temporary UFOs. Everything UFO... Once I'm done and I don't like stitching on something, I never go back to it. That's one thing I've been consistent on over my stitching career. I never go back. I'll give it to somebody. I'll throw it away. I've thrown away a lot of projects. Because the bottom line is, if I'm not happy stitching it, there's no point. I mean, you have to, this is our hobby. Many people have said this. This is our hobby. You have to love it. You have to love what you're stitching. Okay, full coverage pages complete. Oh, that's a good one. 0. 0 negative. I'm negative on that. No, I don't think I bought that Haid and I was so excited about doing it and wanted to do it. It's not going to happen. It's not. I want finishes this year. I need something I can hold in my hand to stitch. I need to see progress. I just, especially with everything that's going on, I need it. I need my goals. Oh, I'll get to the goals later. Okay, first and last start. My first start was the Alice in Wonderland piece. My last start was that pumpkin piece. First and last finish. Hocus Pocus was my first finish of the year, and my last finish was the Thankful Owls. I'm kind of boring with that. I only had 4 finishes. Okay, regrets. Purchasing. Yeah, I just actually texted Jill today. I went through all of my charts. Because one thing that I've learned about myself, excuse me, I am not a big project stitcher anymore. I used to be. I used to stitch exclusively Mirabilia. I can't do it anymore. I can't do the big things. So there are so many big patterns that I have in my stash that I collected a whole pile I'm going to give to Jill when I see her for her daughter's birthday party in a couple weeks. I'll never stitch them. And I'm the kind of person that it's like stress on my mind. It weighs on my mind when I have too much. And I know I'm never going to get to it. So, yeah, now do I regret starting anything? I can't say, even though I put a lot of projects in the UFO pile, either thrown away, given away, I can't say I regretted starting them because it always teaches me something about what I don't like. So, if I regretted stopping something, there was a piece I did regret stopping, and I think I still have it. I had given it to Jill like a while ago. It was Mirabilia's, it was the companion piece to Damask Roses, or Damask, the other one. I don't even know what it's called. I didn't finish it. But I was like halfway done, so I did regret stopping that. Do I regret not participating in anything? Yeah, I do actually regret not participating in some of the SALs. Although, I'm not really a SAL person, I guess. But I liked the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, the Once Upon a Time. I saw that stitched, finished. I really liked that one. The Clouds Factory Magical Creatures one I really liked. I'm just not a person that's going to go back and stitch it after the sal is done. I'm just not going to do it. Okay, we're only halfway done with questions. Okay, next category is new and new to you. New tool. The Snag Nabbit from this year, and also the Goodreader app. I don't know if I'm really going to use that very much. I'm kind of old school in that, you know, all this technology and all these new things, it's like I get tired of trying new stuff. It's like, just stick to the basics. A hoop, your fabric, a needle minder, the pattern right next to you on paper, you know, yeah. Okay, new technique or a new stitch? No. No, nothing new in that regard. Okay, new designer. Oh my, lots of new designers to me this year. Ever since discovering Flosstube, all the people on Etsy. I'd never heard of Clouds Factory. Amazing that I had not heard of all of these people until this year. I can't name them all. Stitchrovia, Fiddlesticks. I could go on and on. All of the ones on Etsy that I've talked about in my videos. Fabric. Believe it or not, I mean, I've been stitching for a good 25 years now. It's hard to believe that I had not heard of some of these fabric dyers. Sparklies, Jottery Designs, Color Cascade, Chromatic Alchemy, whole lot. Vendor and shop. Well, again, Clouds Factory. And as far as shops like Etsy, I mean, I had been on Etsy, but not really for cross-stitch patterns very much. And oh boy. Okay, thread. The golden skein. That golden skein. Yeah. But really, any kind of new thread? No. Terminology. Flosstube. That was brand new to me. Had never, ever heard of that until Jill mentioned it at her baby shower. And new Flosstube channels to you. Oh my God, it was everybody. Every single person. Like I said, I had not been on it and did not realize that it had been, it had existed for like 2 or 3 years. But boy, has it exploded. I mean, there are so many people now. It's awesome. Okay, and here's a mix of questions. Well, question 31. What did you learn this year? I learned, like I said a couple questions ago, that I like stitching smaller patterns. I have to see progress. I have to have finishes. I also have learned that I can't have a bunch of whips. I can't do a rotation. I have to do one at a time. I envy, not that I envy, but I love seeing like Katie the Stash Queen. I love her videos. I will even go ahead and watch her videos first before anybody else because she is like hardcore. Like all the starts she does and she remembers everything and where she got needle minders and hardcore. That's the only way I can describe her. And I love seeing all of that. It may be not my style of stitching, but I love seeing everyone's different style of stitching. So, yeah. Okay, what did you teach someone? You know, well, I taught my sister to cross stitch just a couple days ago. But believe it or not, and I'm not trying to be braggy or tooting my own horn or anything like that, but I have had a lot of people email me or leave comments that in light of what I've been dealing with lately, that I've had a really good spirit about it. And that, so maybe I've taught someone that no matter what life throws at you, you're going to get through it. I've been through like a lot of stuff even before my cancer diagnosis. You know, when I was single, there were times I had $3 in my checking account. I know what it's like to be really broke. And I know what it's like to be, you know, to have more money than that. I've been on my own a lot. I was married before the husband I'm married to now. I was married when I was 23 and I was married for 4 years and decided him and I needed to separate and left with $50 and at 28 moving back in with my mother for 6 months and saving money to get my own apartment and hard. I mean, a lot of those times. And then I moved to Hagerstown for 5 years to be with some other guy and decided that wasn't working. So then picked up and moved all the way back here. I mean, yeah, my life has not exactly been like, the easy road. But one thing that I have learned over my whole life, and, not just with stitching, is that I know I can always be by myself. I'm not afraid to be by myself, and I choose to be with my husband. I don't need to be with my husband. So, yeah, that's, yeah, I can be by myself. I'm perfectly fine with that. And it seems like so many people, not too many adults, I guess, but kids, just cannot be without somebody, cannot be without a boy. Um, and if I could teach anything to any teenage girl, you got to learn to stand on your own and be by yourself, because there are going to be times when you have to be by yourself. Anyway, wow, that was a complete rabbit trail off of the stitching questions. Okay. Did you become real life friends with any stitchers you only knew via social media previously? Minnie from All X's, before she did Flosstube, before I did Flosstube, I had met her at one of the InStitches lock-ins. She is a wonderful woman. I had been friends with Jill for a couple years before we did Flosstube, like 4 or 5 years. We've been friends for, I guess we're going on 7 years now, which is so hard to believe. It's been that long. It doesn't seem like it's that long. But I am hoping this Sunday to go to the Fairfax Library, and I will meet Jessie Marie and Miss Osa Crafty and a couple other people from Flosstube. So that would be really exciting. I mean, my husband's out of town, so why not go, right? Okay, what were your goals for 2016? How did they measure up to what you accomplished? I didn't really have any stitching goals in 2016. So I guess that I can't measure anything up to if I don't have anything, right? Has your stitching style or organization changed during the year? If so, how? If no, any improvements or changes you'd like to make? I'm always improving something, it seems. I need to kind of relax on that, I think. But my stitching style and organizations definitely changed. The IKEA carts, I didn't have them before last year, and I can thank Jill for that too. She was the first one I knew that had that cart. And then I got one, and then I wanted another one, and that's where I have like all my stuff organized, and I have a thing in my closet now that I never had. So yeah, it has changed. Now my stitching style. No, I mean, I still stitch the same way. I don't stitch the same things, if that's what they mean by style. Any improvements or changes you'd like to make? I would just like to be more relaxed and I just want just to love it, just to not be so stressed about it or have it cause me a headache or be unsettled. I want to be settled in my stitching. I want to pick a project, stitch it, go to the next one, pick a project, stitch it. Okay, did you participate? Oh, I skipped a question. Did you fall victim to FOMO, the fear of missing out? Were there any projects that you would pass on starting if given the chance to go back and start over? Oh, I definitely fell victim to FOMO. You saw all my haul from this year. If I had the chance to go back, I would not buy all that stuff again. The fabric, yes. I think I would buy the fabric because it's always good to have a stash of fabric on hand. But all those charts I bought and all those needle minders, I really didn't need all that because you can only stitch so much, right? So this year, I really want to try to really only buy charts I absolutely know I'm going to stitch. We'll see how that goes. Okay. What did you learn about yourself through your stitching? Okay, maybe it's not what I learned about myself, but it's what I learned about stitching in general. Every single piece that is stitched is amazing when it's completed and framed and FFO'd. Every single thing. It doesn't matter if it's not my aesthetic or what it is. Every single thing that I have seen finished and completed is amazing. So the hardest part of stitching for me, and I don't know if this is anybody else, is getting started. Is getting to a point where you're seeing something more than a blob or a letter. And if I can just push through to where I start getting to a point where I'm a quarter or halfway through a project, most likely I have the momentum to keep going. It's that getting started for me that is really, really tough. Okay, question 40. What was your favorite event that you participated in this year? Hands down, it has to be the retreat at Salty Yarns in Ocean City. I love that retreat. I usually only go to 2 retreats a year. This year, I want to try to change that. Now, unfortunately, some of the retreats are really far away. I am not going to pay airfare to go somewhere, and I don't want to drive like 8 or 10 hours to something that I'm at for only 2 days. But I do want to try to go to more things. I am really hoping that the In Stitches gals do have the retreat in March in Alexandria based around Woodlawn that they were promising to do. We have heard nothing about that yet. So I'm hoping that that's still going to happen, because that would just, I go to Woodlawn anyway with Jill. It would just be so amazing to have a retreat. And they didn't have their normal November retreat. I love those women there. Someone actually just emailed me from that retreat yesterday to ask how I was doing and say that she missed me, missed talking to me. So I really, really hope that comes through. But the one in Salty Yarns in Ocean City is only 2.5 hours away. Miss Oh So Crafty actually sent me, why is my hand sore? Actually sent me a message just the other day to ask about that retreat, because she might go. So that would be really awesome to have her there. Okay, we're getting to the end now. Were there any 2016 stitching fads that you didn't jump on the bandwagon for, but you're still considering? The golden skein. No. The golden skein is definitely a fad. Let's face it. Am I still considering it? No. Any other stitching fads? What would be a stitching fad? Stitching with ramen? I don't know. I don't know what a stitching fad would be. Any other ones? I can't think of any. Okay. What project are you most looking forward to starting? You know what? I don't know. Let me see. Let me look through my binder. Where's my binder? What did I do with it? I had a binder. Oh. Oh my God. My tripod's sitting on the binder of patterns. Now, probably one of the ones I'm looking forward to getting done or stitching, the Plum Street Samplers Adams Family. I keep looking at that pattern. I've looked at like the past 3 days, and I really am looking forward to doing that one. What project are you most looking forward to finishing? All of my projects. I love to finish and go get them framed. That's just how I am. I'll finish everything, get it hung up on the walls. Do you intend to be more determined or laid back in your stitching in the coming year? Definitely determined. Now, laid back as far as next couple of months, I'm probably going to be really tired because of what I talked about in the beginning. So if I don't get to stitch for a day or two, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But I want to be more determined in the fact of I'm aiming for a finish a month. I want to have more than 4 finishes. I would like to have more than 1 a month, but I also have to be realistic. Even having 12 at the end of the year would be fantastic. I've never had 12 finishes in a year. No, never. I mean, I look around my walls, all the stuff that I showed in my finishes video way back in the beginning, that's a culmination of, the past 8 years of stitching. So, okay. What event are you most looking forward to participating in? Going to Woodlawn. Love that. Sitting in the cafe, having lunch. I get to see Jill. We go see all the beautiful needlework. But also the Salty Yarns retreat, because I sent in my deposit the week of Christmas. And they already cashed my check. So I cannot wait to go to that. What are your stitchy resolutions for 2017? Resolutions. I don't like to say resolutions. I'm going to say goals. Like I said, my goal. To enjoy every bit of it. To maybe not buy so much. To really think about my purchases and make sure that I really am going to stitch it, that I love it. I definitely want to cut back because I just do. I don't want to spend all my money on stitching stuff. Because the allure starts to wear off when you have, 300 patterns or something like that. I just want to love it. And I want to have more finishes. That's probably my biggest resolution, is that I want to have more finishes than 4. And if you think about it, I started in October, and between October, November, December, had 4 finishes. That's pretty good. So if you do the math on that, in 3 months I had 4 finishes. And really, I didn't finish anything in December. So really in October and November, I had 2 finishes a month. So if I could do that, that would be 24 finishes in a year. Holy hell, I would be so impressed with myself if I did that. I think I can do it. Are there any material? Will you be participating in any sales? As of right now, no. There are a bunch that I bought some, but I don't think I'm going to stitch them actually. So probably not, but I will enjoy watching all of you do it. Are there any materials, stitches, techniques you would like to try in the new year? Well, I tried the Opal Belfast, which, like I said, I had not stitched on that yet. I was really excited of how good my stitches looked on it. But as far as stitches and techniques, I mean, I've pretty much done them all. Believe it or not, I mean, because I've done needlepoint, so I've done a lot of different stitches. So no, not offhand. I can't think of anything. Okay, last 2 questions are non-stitching related, and we're at 1 hour and 11 minutes. I cannot even believe it. What was the best thing that happened to you this year? Flosstube. That's the first thing that popped into my head. You know, up until then, life was pretty normal, you know, going along, working, stitching. Flosstube, hands down. Because I met all of you, got to build some friendships, got to see some beautiful stitching and learn and just meet so many different people. I mean, I feel like I know some of you from your videos. And just the support that you guys have given me from my diagnosis. Yeah, hands down the best thing, Flosstube. No doubt about it. And Stitch Mania. What are your resolutions for next year? Okay, well, I'm going to say, like I said, I'm going to say goals. Because we're all human. I know I'm going to have good days and bad days. Days where I'm totally killing it, right? And then days where I'm not. I have some debt that I want to pay off. And I think if I really cut down on my stitching spending and really apply myself in the year, I can pay it off by the end of the year. Or have a great chunk of it paid off. And I also want to get my eating under control and my weight. I may not look like it, but I'm 190 pounds. I don't like that. I'm 5'4.5", almost 5'5". I'd like to weigh like 130. That's 60 pounds. My biggest downfall is eating at night. My husband goes to bed at 8 o'clock. I will usually stay up till like 10 or 11 because most of the time my work the next day does not start until like 9 or 10. And I'll get hungry in those hours and I just eat crap. Now, I had done really well back in June or July in the summer, and I lost about 15 or 20 pounds. I had done low carb, and really not really low carb per se. I still ate fruit because let's face it, I'm not 60 pounds overweight because I ate too many bananas. It's from eating the junk, the Cheetos, the cake, the cookies, bread, soda. We know what we should be doing and what we should not be doing. We should be eating real food, not processed food. That is my hardest thing. That's the hardest thing I think I've ever done in my whole life because I've battled it my whole life. So those 2 big goals, healthy eating and spending money and paying off debt. If I can get those 2 things under control, 2 things that I have fought with my whole life. And as far as the spending, I really have tried to analyze why I do it. It's emotional, there's no doubt. But let's face it, in the cross-stitch world, because cross-stitch is the thing I spend the most money on. I don't buy a ton of makeup. I do my own hair. I do my own nails. I will buy some books. I'm not a clothes person. I'll go to Goodwill and buy my clothes. So I am buying cross-stitch with the bulk of my, money. you're not going to miss out. You're not. And I have to just keep repeating that to myself or put that on a post-it on my computer, because I've gone into cross-stitch stores, especially Salty Yarns, when I've gone there on the retreat. They'll have Lizzie Kate kits that are limited edition from like 3 years ago in there that you can buy. You're not going to miss out. And if you miss out on something, let's face it, designers are designing all the time. So you're going to come across something that you're going to love just as much right down the road. So don't need to buy everything. I always like to tease everybody, stitch all the things. Well, stitch all the things you currently have. You know, you don't have to like stitch every single thing or buy everything that's out there. Okay. And, you know, maybe to get better sleep or more sleep. I've always had that problem too. I like to stay up. It's like that Seinfeld episode. You know, night guy doesn't like day guy. So, but okay. I think that's it. We're an hour and 15 minutes. This is my longest video yet. And by the time I insert a couple pictures, it's going to be probably hour and 17 minutes. So I hope all of you had a wonderful New Year's and that you're all doing, if you're doing the stitch from stash, I wish you good luck and I hope you've been successful. Until next week, happy stitching, happy maybe stashing, right? And I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh my God, my head is like... I'm not putting this. Hey, I should put those hats in that container.